when you work with Pawel, you have to think more about music than acting. You have to think more about rhythm, and my music education helped me a lot about discipline on the set. But because the music training, I knew when you will be work like during the piano preparation, step by step, slowly by slowly, your progress will come. But when you have hard training about the music, you knew that very often it's very difficult. It's strong. It doesn't work. But if you will stay and you will do, the great result will come. That's why sometimes when we had very difficult situations on the set with Pawel, I knew that we have to be strong because the result will be very natural, but the work was very hard.
Filmmaker Magazine presents Back to One with Peter Rinaldi.
Joanna Kulig is the star of Cold War. She sat down with me in New York City to talk about the work.
I watched a YouTube video of you as a teenager.
Oh good, Szansa na sukces. This is the
It's
TV,
a Polish singing competition?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah. And so I was thinking, watching you there, I was thinking, what was the dream in that little girl's head? Singer or actor?
It was singing, of course.
Yeah.
You know, it's because I grow up with a small village, only 200 people, 44 numbers of houses, and one in this program for me when I was 15, it was huge success.
Right, I could see all the people in the audience.
Yeah, and you know, because when I was small, always I use voice. If somebody said, "John, I have a nice voice, sing for me," it was just immediately I was singing, you know, everywhere in the church, you know, when the guest will come, my mother said, "Joanna, sing something," and for me it was very natural, you know, because I feel music and yeah, it was my dream. I always dreamed be very famous singer. I love Whitney Houston when I was, you know, Michael Jackson. I was singing, and for me it was something. That's why absolutely the first, you know, dream and what I would like to do in my life, it was music and singing.
And how did you slide over to being an actress?
It was, you know, long process and very strange process, because when I was 15, I won this program. I decided to think about maybe I have to educate in a different big city. I decided to go to Krakow, and it was wonderful for me because in Krynica-Zdrój, this is a small town close to my village, I finished piano school, primary, and in Krakow I finished secondary music, classical kind of stuff like singing bel canto, Handel, Mozart. I play on the piano, and it was such a great education for me because, you know, I had more opportunity to educate, and a lot of theaters, you know, operas, you know, philharmonies, and I was young and I wanted to do a lot about this, like educate, be in this world, you know, and but because originally I was growing up in a small village where the folk tradition still exists, and the music was inside my body. That's why another step was something more, you know, like I know, like Chopin used, you know, Polish melodies for classic music. That's why I felt very original feeling, and a lot of nature was there. That's why I grew up with nature, you know. And but the Krakow it's a big city. It's it was the time, like, it was energical time for me. I play on the piano, singing, go to the theater. It was very important. But when I finished this, I wanted to go to the University of Jazz in Katowice, or maybe I thought about conducting in Krakow, maybe sing, like classic, but nobody wants me. And one thing I did, I found out there in Krakow is University of Drama and Singing, and they want me. But for me it was, oh my God, it's strange because I never think about being an actress. I did something during the exam, like some text, poems, and the monologues, but it was like, I did this, but I didn't know what is this? But I sang, they liked my voice, and I started to study it. And at the beginning it was very difficult for me because it was completely different word for me. Being act, use how to find, feelings, emotions. Like I started to read about Stanislavski, Chekhov. I started to do it, but I wasn't sure. And during the studies, I won casting to the National Theatre. That's why I said, oh my God, they want to do the theater? Okay, I will try. And it was more in my life, like they proposed me something about acting, and later I will learn it. I was like a fish with a new water,
Yeah.
But of course now, because I'm 10 years in this movies industry, I understood that it will be great for me. It means because when you use music, when you use acting, like this part from Pawel was much easier to do it, and Pawel knew that need and like work with actors who have musicality inside the body, because when you work with Pawel, you have to think more about music than acting. You have to think more about rhythm, and my music education helped me a lot about discipline on the set, about learn languages, because 7 years ago I didn't speak English, French, but I won casting to the French movie with Juliette Binoche without knowing French, and I had to learn French. But because the music training, I knew it was like the languages, there are the music, and when you will be work like during the piano preparation, step by step, slowly by slowly, your progress will come. But when you have hard training about the music, you knew that very often it's very difficult. It's strong. It doesn't work. But if you will stay and you will do, the great result will come. That's why sometimes when we had very difficult situations on the set with Pawel, I knew that we have to be strong because the result will be very natural, but the work was very hard.
Learning more about how this movie was made and how precise things were after I saw it. I learned all that after I saw it. That's why I needed to see it again, because I could not believe this.
Yeah.
You're so natural and your movements are so natural. As a filmmaker, I couldn't understand how these complex movements were happening with the camera when you seemed so free.
Thank you.
You're making it sound like it was just work, and then it finally comes natural. But I just can't get my arms around it.
I would because I didn't think about it, but a lot of directors, people say, you are so natural, and I started to think about this. But I started to think that it's something what I have. It means like when I feel some emotions, it's very clear on my face. And when I did this process and I work very hard about script, it's something like Chekhov method. You ask the questions for the character, and you build, you do notes, you think about past, about this character, but you don't play, only you build step by step, point by point, this word or inspirations. But I knew that I have to keep it. Don't put too quick this. Only be ready on the set, and you build your word, your energy of the Zula. And when I'm on the set, I knew that I have to be very empty, very concentrated about it. What Pawel wants. You have to have empty mind, and you have to listening. Be very concentrated about what you are doing now, and don't think too much about past. No, you have to finish your all preparation because I knew we have materials for playing this character, but now you have to be very open. But because the frame, it was very important. Light, photography, everything was so proper. That's why I knew that Pawel is so concentrated, and you have to be very concentrated to do and try all the time. Do it, listening what Pawel wants. It was like be in the head of the director, you know. Like have this connection, and don't feel guilty. Maybe I'm no. Only try it, meditate this, and do it because I trust that he's all the time very close to frame and see my all details, my face, and I tried to do it because without this, when you have to repeat it 20-25 times, you have to find the way how to be fresh. How to be fresh. That's why it's really great, like you said, it looks natural, but the process was hard and long, and sometimes we were tired. But when you are, when I was sitting, everything is looks like easy work. This is incredible.
Really true.
And I knew that this part is for me. That's why I felt Zula character, and I knew that it's a great opportunity for me, this part. That's why generally I was tired, but I was happy,
Yeah, and it feels like he built the whole movie around you.
Yeah, they decided to, it was great for me because Pawel said, okay, camera will be all the time just after you. It means like when you are in the movie, the camera is like switch on and it's move with you. Feel your energy. It's all the time with your energy.
And now I want to see it again, now that you just said that, because I think I felt that without knowing that. And I think that's why I was captivated by you on my initial viewing. And I felt like I need to see it again because you took me away too much. I was like a whirlwind, and I needed to see. Now I need to see it again. Last night at the New York Film Festival, I was there in the theater and you were there seeing it, and you made it sound like this was a very good screening for you.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean by that.
Because I found distance for this film, because generally, I know that this is the film and I play, but when I saw for the first time, it was very difficult to be like audience, it's like, okay, I remember this situation, why they use this tape, they cut this, they didn't use this. It's very technical, screening. And Cannes was, full of emotions, and of course we shoot one, not this summer, the last summer, it's more than 1 year. It was like I was sitting here with New York audience, and I felt like audience, but I was proud, and I saw more details on my face because very screening. I said, oh my face is like that. This is not my face. And it was like I was calm and I said, wow, nice, like the black and white, and I understood that this is very, very great story, but with, you know, like I was Joanna, but I saw Zula on and I feel this distance between me and Zula, because it was long process. That's why, sometimes it's very difficult to be audience for your own, picture.
Yeah.
Especially you know, like, of course we act, but generally this is your body, this is your feeling, this is your interpretation. You can't just, you are not, like a machine, generally you feel too. That's why it's really interesting, like it depends about your feeling, humor or situation, audience. And when you are in a different country like now, you are more empty. It's really interesting,
Yeah, just traveling also puts you in that.
It means that when you travel, go 1 week somewhere to different, sometimes you relax like 3 weeks, because everything is different.
Yes, right. And speaking of black and white, when he said this is going to be black and white, were you excited or sad?
Because I think it's something special, I think that the black and white looks more beautiful for me,
Yeah.
It's maybe because now we have a lot of colors, and it was something like, I think about this story, you can meditate more and you be more concentrated, it's only black and white, music, dark in the cinema. It's like in the old cinema.
That's right. A thing I found fascinating that you guys talked about last night was Lauren Bacall.
Yes.
And the use of something like that to get you, the way you described it was to get you. You say it.
Yeah. Like it helps me because I feel empathy with people, and I think it's great. I think it helps me about acting because I feel very quickly empathy with people. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I see that, oh, she's sad or happy, because I feel, very quickly I can empathy with the people. That's why I knew that I'm very energetic person, and I use a lot of, movement, gesticulation, and sometimes when I was too excited on the set, and Pawel said, please use Lauren Bacall, day by day I watch on YouTube her movement and her, very, dark something, this personality. When I started to think about her, my body was more, elegant, calm, and I play better.
Right, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It just was like a code.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Like a code, yeah.
Simple thing.
Yeah, and like, I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like, and you are.
It's fascinating.
And I read a lot about Arthur Miller and Marilyn Monroe,
Wait, say that again.
Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller, this kind of relationship, because it was something similar. Like Arthur Miller was, so intellectualist and smart guy, calm, and Marilyn was like a bird, but like blonde and a lot of, passion, but she didn't believe for herself. Difficult childhood Zula had too, and the couple was like blonde and very it was beautiful couple.
That's interesting to say that. Last night, another scene that really I was just floored by, that I didn't catch the first time, was when you guys were lying in the grass, and then at the end of it, you jump in the lake. Just the movement, it's all one shot,
Yes,
And
because Pawel loved
it's just the amount of poise needed to make me believe that this is not some kind of, because I'm a filmmaker, so I'm looking at everything, and I could see when people are hit marks or something. And you just had this fluid way of doing it that.
But I think the musicality will help me, a lot. Yeah,
That's
because
what you said,
about the choreography and music, you have to. Sometimes you don't have to think too much, but you have to try to feel your intuition. And then when the director wants something, you have to try it, and listening your inside voice. That maybe you have to feel the rhythm. Because the love is the rhythm too, the word, everything have rhythm. And it's like between the couple, all couples have their own rhythm of being together. And sometimes I think it will be great for me. Maybe don't do it too quick or be an actress too quick. And the music was first, because maybe I don't think too much about, because sometimes I did a lot of conversation with actors. I don't know how it's in States, but very often they want to act and they feel guilty if something is wrong. But sometimes it's not our fault. Only you have to be very flexible. And of course, Pawel is the director. He didn't like when actors play. They have to be. That's why you have to be, and you have to remember about rhythm, because sometimes you play well, but the rhythm was wrong, and I knew that I have to say something quick or longer, and try to do it the movement like that, the emotion more, quick or slow, but it helps me, I think, a lot.
Do you think now when you work next with someone else, or maybe you already have, this was a difficult film in terms of precision, but he's a master director, and not everyone's going to be a master.
All directors are different, and I think it's depend of the personality. And when I started to think now, it's like all are different, and you have to be very because some directors, they don't want to talk too much. They have a different vision. Some they are very strict about text. You can't change. And some they like improvisation, some they don't like. And I think it's very great to be a partner with the director, try to understand his world, because generally director create his own world. This is something which the director have in the head, inside, and you have to be, maybe not a good word, medium of him, but you have to be inside his, body, mind, imagination. You have to be very, you have to listen, but not only listen, and don't listen only, really try to be with him, and be with this process, trust. That's why it's very important for an actor, and because the relationship between actor and the director, it's not so easy. He's the boss. You have to be very close, feel all emotions. At the same time, you have to keep board between your character, between your private life, between the director. And generally they are very sensitive, and they feel this is my baby. This is my all I have.
Have you begun work on your next project yet? Is there something coming up for you?
Now I did, 4 films in Poland. That's why it's more about promo, Cold War and TV series. And now I'm pregnant. That's why for me it will the new part of my life. That's why I would like to be concentrated more. And we have, now about Cold War is big promotion for me. It's first time in my life when it was a huge success in Poland, but later you have to go to different countries, festivals, like we did in Germany, England, France. For me, it's new. Like this is another beginning. Now I'm here in States. I would like to stay more. I would like to learn more here. Enjoy my life here. And I think it's a lot of work about this film, about traveling and meet festivals. This is something new, and I have time for this, but it's completely new experience for me.
Yeah. Joanna Kulig, thank you.
Thank you very much.
This.
Thank you so much.
It's a
pleasure
thrill
talking with
to talk to you.
Back to One is a production of Filmmaker Magazine, which is a publication of IFP, the Independent Filmmaker Project. It's produced by Spencer Rain. Listen to back episodes of this podcast at filmmakermagazine.com or wherever you get your podcasts.